Wherever there are shadows, there are people ready to kick at the darkness until it bleeds daylight. This is Bleeding Daylight with your host, Rodney Olsen.
Welcome. I just want to take a couple of minutes today to talk about what to expect from episodes of Bleeding Daylight and to tell you a little about me as your host. I'm hoping that you won't only listen to many life-changing stories, but you'll share them through social media and word of mouth. You can also rate and review Bleeding Daylight on many podcast apps and platforms. Canadian singer-songwriter Bruce Cockburn released the song Lovers in a Dangerous Time on his 1984 album Stealing Fire. A couple of lines from that song have always captured me. Nothing worth having comes without some kind of fight. Got to kick at the darkness till it bleeds daylight. Now that speaks to me of the efforts we all make to ensure the light continues to break through the ever-encroaching darkness. Sometimes we need to kick harder than at others. Bleeding Daylight is a place for conversations with people who are shining light into darkened corners. If you follow Bleeding Daylight wherever you listen to podcasts, you'll never miss an episode, and you'll hear from people around the world who make this planet a better place. That's Bleeding Daylight, but who am I? I'm Rodney Olsen, a husband, father, cyclist, blogger, and podcaster. I've had over 25 years' experience in radio, as well as working in a number of faith-based, not-for-profit organisations that have given me the opportunity to meet people from a range of backgrounds. One of the things I've loved about my work in radio is the opportunity to help uncover interesting stories through on-air interviews or conversations. Over many years, I've interviewed hundreds of musicians, authors, politicians, comedians, actors, sporting identities, and others. I'm always captivated by the stories behind the people. I love discovering what drives a person and how they're kicking the darkness that they encounter to allow the daylight to bleed into their everyday lives. Now, some do that through their work, through activism, through overcoming obstacles. Some through the songs they sing, and others by living their lives in a way that invites others to join them on their journey. Through Bleeding Daylight, you'll encounter people from all those realms and more. I'm also hoping that you'll pass the inspiration on to others by sharing episodes with them. You can be part of the conversation by following Bleeding Daylight on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter too.
Thank you for listening to Bleeding Daylight. Please help us to shine more light into the darkness by sharing this episode with others. For further details and more episodes, please visit bleedingdaylight.net.